Hello YouTubers. This is be part 2 of my video on how to hand pollinate corn. In the first video I showed you how I collect it, and this is the pollen that we ended up with from the first bag. It's actually quite a lot for one plant. Alright, so what I use is I put my pollen into a Ziploc bag or a styrofoam cup will work, and I use a straw. Now, there are many different methods on how to do this. Some people use a brush and kind of brush it on. Some people will take the bag off of the tassel and put it straight over the corn, over the silks. Um, this is the way I do it. This is the easiest way that I found. Uh, you might do it different. You might find out a different way, but I suggest you give this a try. Um, what I do is just you find your corn that is showing the silks good, like this one behind me, and I can already see some pollen on here that has probably fell from the top. And anyway, what I do is I take my straw and I just kind of scoop a little bit of the pollen out inside the straw. Um, Once you do it a few times, you'll get the hang of it, but not very much. You'll have to do it a few different times. You'll have to move the tassels around to try to get it all. But basically, you just want to make sure that each silk has. I'm sorry, I said tassels. I meant silks. You want to make sure that each silk has some pollen on it, at least a grain of pollen, because each silk is attached to what will be a kernel of corn. So if you miss 5 or 10 silks, then you're going to have 5 or 10 kernels that don't fill out, that don't form, and so you'll end up with dead spots. Um, anyway, like I said, you just want to scoop out a small amount with your straw, and I just kind of let it fall, lightly, dusty. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually see the pollen falling onto the video. Probably not, but it is. Alright, so uh, you'll want to move your tassels around, get the other side. Um, you may even want to put a small amount down inside the base where the silks are coming from, just to make sure you get them all. A lot of times the bottom of the corn put out silks first, and so the top of the corn will put out silks last, and they will be the short silks. And so a lot of times, if you ever see an ear of corn that the top didn't fill out properly, that would be due to the silks on the top of the corn coming out late, and either pollen stopped falling, or they were just small and they didn't get pollinated right. But you just basically want to do a thorough job, make sure that all your silks get some pollen, and just one time's enough. Just let it be. Now, this corn here this year, it's been random. One ear will come out and silk, and then it'll take a few days for another ear to come out. These plants, these plants have 2 ears. The top ear usually silks first, and then 3 days, 4 days later, the next ear silks. So it is a job trying to keep up with it all and trying to make sure that you got it all silked. What I like to do is buy this. It's called jute twine. It's just cheap twine. You can pick it up at a hardware store, and I just cut a small piece off, and once I pollinate an ear, I tie this twine around it above the ear so that I know that this ear has been pollinated. Basically, just experiment and try different things, and eventually you'll get the hang of it. The main thing is just to make sure that every ear gets adequate pollen, and you'll have beautiful ears of corn, big ears of corn. Thank you guys for watching.